Hi Andy, hi Anycubic support. This is Michael. Yeah, I wanted to let you know about the achievements with the repaired Anycubic Mono X 4K with that new LCD screen uh, with screen protective film on that screen, and this is printed with Anycubic basic resin, or it's a rapid resin, but it's so-called basic white. And the VAT has also been repaired with genuine Anycubic FEP film. However, in the first run was not successful, and having to fiddle with the UV power ratio on the machine. It was, by the way, set to 100%, and I set it to 85%, accounting for the protective screen. I don't know how much light it does absorb. And the exposure settings and the platform lift speed and so on and so on. And I still found quite a few prints fail, and this is a work for a dear friend of mine, and the design is not mine. I'm not that much of an artist, I have to say, but this design was on Kickstarter by whatever startup, and I've paid for this design, and yeah, and gave it to the Mono X, and it's fun. It's three-part. It's the top part, bottom part, and the slit here underneath. So I successfully printed all three parts, so mission accomplished. But it was a bumpy road until then, and what I did, what I was reluctant to do, it was I was preparing the FEP in the inside of the VAT with PTFE spray. That is dry lubricant that I use for my linear rail bearings for my other 3D printers, for example. And yeah, it worked out. So it really reduced the suction power of the exposed layer to the FEP. And frankly, the FEP looks already a bit used after 4 or 5 prints, so maybe I replace that anytime soon, I don't know. So my conclusion is polarization foil on the top of the screen, not a good idea. Put it underneath and make your screens of sturdy glass. 3D printing, while Anycubic did a great job on, let's say, democratizing SLA printing. So if you look at your competitors, for example, Prusa SL1, it's a very expensive printer. If you look at other resin printers, very expensive, a couple of years ago, extremely expensive, completely not affordable for the hobbyist user. And so you did a good job. The machines are affordable, comes in a variety of sizes, from small to big to bigger. So good job here. However, as with FDM printing, it's not a no-brainer. It's tweaking with parameters, so presets, I think presets for the slicer. Also, that Photon Workshop is not available on Linux, unlike Chitubox. What I do not like about Chitubox is there's a free one and a commercial one, but the commercial one is with an annual license charge, which is hefty, and gives maybe some better function when you add manual supports. So I think this printer deserves a decent slicing software. that minimizes the risk that people have a bad experience from printing. So it's still a learning curve. But yeah, the result is impressive, and I take pride in having this also very heavy piece of cured resin in my hand. And yes, also the current there are mentionings in the owner's manuals, but then, yeah, one has to be very careful, especially with the white resin, not to overcure it, so it gets kind of a yellowish tint, like a sunburn, so to speak, which it probably is from the UV light. So this result was achieved with everything Anycubic. It's the printer, it's the FEP film, it's the resin, it's the wash and cure. Yeah, so that's the result. And yeah, faith restored. I understand the machine a bit better and have my precautions. And I hope that this will last for some time. However, it shouldn't be necessary to fiddle around with material like PTFE spray. I think this was mentioned in media before, that the big resin printers with a large build volume, that they have trouble with the layers being too sticky to the FEP. And maybe in the future we see something different than FEP. Maybe we see glass or what, I don't know, or different resins that I have no idea. I'm not an engineer technician in that field. Yeah, just wanted to let you know it worked out well. Printer is back to work. LCD was halfway easily replaced, except for this, let's say, adapter board, which is just stuffed somewhere where space was. And if I ever open the printer again, I will use some double-side duct tape and glue it somewhere. And the flimsy zero force connector, which broke under my brutal fingers easily, but could be fixed. So it wasn't permanent damage. I was seeing myself looking for another screen just for the adapter board. So everything's fine. This is the result. Just wanted to let you know that. Okay. Bye-bye. Have a good time, and thank you for your support.